We're now hearing that the Delhi police has submitted its report to the State Election Commission, claiming that the Aam Aadmi Party was responsible for clashes yesterday and that they did not take permission for the protest that they organized outside the BJP headquarters. Javed Ansari is with us on the phone line for more on this. Javed, this clearly puts the leaders of that agitation in the dock. This latest report by the Delhi police, more specifically the people who we saw on the front on those gates.
Yes, certainly it does, and they were totally out of line. It's one thing to demonstrate and protest, quite another to storm the bastion or the office of a rival political party. There are certain norms by which, according to which political parties need to behave. And you know, it's one thing to score political points. It's quite another to provoke things which ensue a brawl. And therefore, I don't believe that there are any innocent parties in this. And all those responsible for this kind of fracas should be held accountable. Of course, public opinion and the people will hold them accountable when they vote, but even otherwise, those who break the law must be held accountable.
There's also, there was some confusion about the election code of conduct and how it applied specifically to this case, whether there should have been permission taken. Has that been completely clarified now?
Look, the Election Commission has taken cognizance of it, dealing with the matter, and they will, in their wisdom, decide. But apart from what the Election Commission decides, the police can take, as far as law and order is concerned, the police can act suo motu, and there's nothing to prevent them, so long as they do it in an objective manner and act against all those responsible.
The other bit about having these charges come up against Aam Aadmi Party leaders now, Javed, is that this is getting into election season. This is when the campaign begins for every other party. This is when they should be out on the roads. But significant leaders for the Aam Aadmi Party could be facing jail, could be facing court trials at least. Yeah,
but you know, this is not something which they're going to spend a lot of time in jail unless convicted. They will be released. They can be taken into police custody and released. This at best at worst is a normal case of rioting. So I don't think that they will be spending a long time in jail. But nonetheless, I mean, such a thing does credit to none of the parties involved, and they'd be well advised. Top leaders of both political parties, especially the Aam Aadmi Party, will be well advised to keep their powder dry. One can understand this is election time and the adrenaline is pumping, but this is a time also for wisdom to prevail and for Sena heads to prevail.
Certainly sound advice. Javed, many thanks for that perspective over there. Aditi Anantanarayanan also joins us on this story. Aditi, a report by the police now saying that it's very clear it was the Aam Aadmi Party that's responsible for this and that they had not taken any permission for these protests.
Absolutely, and adding to it, Pierre, even the Chief Electoral Officer has sent a show-cause notice to the Aam Aadmi Party in which they have said that the Aam Aadmi Party did not take any prior permission even from the Delhi Election Commission before actually illegally gathering outside the BJP office in the national capital. In fact, now the Aam Aadmi Party has been given a time limit of 24 hours within which they have to respond back to the Chief Electoral Officer, and this notice has also, and this report has also been sent to the election office. Now we just know that the BJP delegation has also complained to the election commission, and now the Delhi electoral officers report will also be sent to the election commission, and final call will be taken. But at this point of time, 24 hours is the deadline that has been given to the Aam Aadmi Party to respond to the show cause notice given to them by the Delhi Election Commission.
All right, Aditi, and we're in fact just getting that information flashed on the screens right now that the Deputy Commissioner of Delhi has served this notice to Aam Aadmi Party, as you were reporting just a few minutes ago. Coming back to you on this story, Aditi, which is that it seems almost as if the Aam Aadmi Party's leadership doesn't actually know how or what rules are in place once the election code is in place. We also saw a similar situation before they took to the assembly where they had to be trained on assembly procedures. It's almost a case made for them to continue falling into legal and procedural traps here.
Absolutely, Priya. It seems like the Aam Aadmi Party completely forgets to follow the protocols of the election. In fact, yesterday was the day when the Model Code of Conduct came into place, and without taking any prior permission from the police or without taking any prior permission from the Delhi Election Commission, the Aam Aadmi Party workers decided to crowd outside the BJP office, creating a ruckus. And we know what exactly happened after the clashes between the BJP and AAP workers. And clearly, at this point of time, the Aam Aadmi Party has been cornered not only by the Delhi police and the opposition, but also by the Delhi Election Commission. And now, within 24 hours, they have to give a stern statement as to why, without any permission, the Aam Aadmi Party workers gathered outside Delhi BJP office and created that ruckus. So clearly, Arvind Kejriwal and his party is at the bad spotlight at this point of time, and they have to respond as to why they took this step. They took the extreme step of creating the ruckus that they did outside the BJP office yesterday evening.
Aditi, do we know about what consequences the Aam Aadmi Party could face if the Election Commission is not happy with their response?
Absolutely. Now the BJP, or the delegation from the BJP has also suggested to the Election Commission at this point of time here that the maximum punishment, which is de-recognition of a political party, should be done against Aam Aadmi Party, because they clearly are not behaving like a political party in the national capital. Over the past few years, the elections that were held peacefully, were held in absolute calm. But since Aam Aadmi Party has come into being, we have just seen violence being spread across the country, and this is the prime reason why the BJP is demanding that strict action should be taken against Arvind Kejriwal and his party members. Either you give a stern threaten to them, stern warning to them, they should be kept in the close monitoring by the Election Commission, or maximum to maximum, the whole party altogether should be de-recognized by the Election Commission here.
You know, as we were reporting yesterday, Anke, I beg your pardon, Arvind Kejriwal had appealed to his supporters not to resort to violence, but at the same time said that everything that happened in Delhi was because of the insecurity, and in his words, of the people who were who had detained him in Gujarat, referring, of course, to the BJP and Narendra Modi.
Yes, and since yesterday evening, we have been seeing the blame game. We have been seeing the BJP blaming the Aam Aadmi Party for infringing their privacy by coming into their own territory, and the Aam Aadmi Party blaming the BJP. But in fact, we cannot rule out the fact that it was on the initiative of the Aam Aadmi Party that the entire ruckus took place. It was the Aam Aadmi Party workers who actually gathered outside the BJP or national office in the capital, and after which the altercation took place. So nobody can deny that. Even Arvind Kejriwal at this point of time cannot deny that it was his party workers who actually took the first step of coming and instigating the BJP workers here.
Aditi Anantnarayanan reporting there that the Election Commission has served the Aam Aadmi Party a notice. The BJP calling for the strictest possible action after the Aam Aadmi Party was accused of holding that protest without permission outside its offices. The strictest possible action in this particular case could even lead up to de-recognition of a party. Of course, there are less harsh steps that the Election Commission could consider, among them a warning or even a final warning in some cases to the Aam Aadmi Party to cease and desist this kind of action. Aditi Anantnarayanan is still with us on this story. Aditi, for viewers who are just joining in right now, give them an update on the Election Commission notice and what it entails. All right. I'm told that the BJP leader Nalin Kohli is on the phone line with us right now. Mr. Kohli, the Election Commission has served a notice to the Aam Aadmi Party. What would the BJP like to see happening here?
Well, we have a structured press conference that Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi is going to be holding at 3 o'clock. I think by then more information will come in. But certainly in the delegation today morning, which was with Mr. Naqvi, Dr. Harshvardhan, and other senior leaders, including Mr. Ramakrishna, Mr. Shrikant Sharma, Shyam Jajuji, myself, and Shekharji, we have raised the question that the Election Commission must look at everything in detail, because yesterday only the Model Code of Conduct came into operation. And on that very day, we saw an organized manner in which the Aam Aadmi Party and its leaderships immediately organized protests and violence at different parts. We are concerned about it because the Election Commission has always held free and fair elections, and we are proud of that tradition in this country. So we are concerned. With whose permission did Mr. Ashutosh and the other people come? Did they take any permission at all? Why were they forcibly trying to enter our premises? Is this how politics would be? That you can forcibly try to enter Mr. Jaitley's residence, our office. Mr. Somnath Bharti can do the same with any ladies. This is not an agenda for governance. An agenda for governance, as Mr. Modi is constantly speaking with our leadership, is about price rise, about corruption, about the interests of farmers, women, about unemployment, about the economic conditions. This is what is an agenda for governance. The Aam Aadmi Party has become a victim of an agenda of Dharna, an agenda of protest, and we are concerned that they might be a form of urban Maoism with only an anarchic agenda for governance.
I want to come back to the situation at hand, and on one hand we have the Election Commission taking notice of this, and they've now asked the Aam Aadmi Party to file an official reply to yesterday's events. Is the BJP also considering legal action?
Well, I mean, we have approached the Election Commission because we have immense faith and we are proud of the democratic traditions of this country. We have fought a long democratic and political battle for decades. In such a thing, the best thing is to go to the people and put your points and let them decide through their votes. But the Aam Aadmi Party is more interested in media space rather than a real discourse on the problems of India. Arvind Kejriwal is the first Chief Minister of this country who has claimed and exclaimed and said on air and on the street that I am an anarchist. We have seen what Somnath Bharti did. We have seen what Ashutosh and the others have done yesterday. You can't run a country based on only allegations, only questions. You have to also take responsibility. You can't run a country only based on media publicity.
Mr. Kohli, could you clarify the circumstances of what happened in Gujarat yesterday with Mr. Kejriwal?
Well, I think there is nothing for the BJP to clarify because, as you would be aware, once the Model Code of Conduct comes into operation, every official, police or administration, comes under the Election Commission. They report to them. So Mr. Modi's name is only dragged into anything by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal to make himself political relevant and to somehow remain in the media space. I mean, if Mr. Kejriwal is genuinely interested in any questions, in a discourse, I'll be happy to debate with him anywhere at a time and place of his choice. It's not an issue. He has to also have the patience and he must have the courage to answer the questions that come against him. It only can't be all in media space.
There were statements made by Mr. Kejriwal yesterday that, and I'm paraphrasing him over here, but he says those who are becoming insecure by his presence in Gujarat were the ones orchestrating the violence in Delhi. There were black flags shown to him in Bhuj. He says the BJP is insecure about his rallies there.
Well, let me first put something clear. Protest can be legitimate in a political process. Black flags have not been shown for the first time yesterday. They are shown to our party leaders. They are shown to Congress party leaders. It's a normal routine practice. If it's why is Mr. Kejriwal always so keen to only raise
He also
Mr.
said
Modi's name?
that they were the ones orchestrating violence in Delhi.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Mr. Kejriwal always has a counter question. He never has an answer. I think he is nauseating in his duplicity. And I would also like to say he's maniacal, absolutely media crazy. Can we please talk some serious issues in this country?
So you completely, of course, deny any links between the BJP and the violence yesterday, the ones that Mr. Kejriwal seems to insinuate.
If anyone has perpetrated violence, there should be action against him. We don't stand here for violence, but nor are we going to tolerate. We are in our rights to protect ourselves. If the Aam Aadmi Party leadership and their karyakartas decide to forcibly storm into the residences of our leaders, into our party premises, that's not exactly how we can accept the democratic process to be. That's a Maoist and a Naxalite thinking agenda. It's unfortunate that they are trying to destabilize what is one of the most beautiful democratic processes in the world and which the Election Commission has consistently been able to uphold.
Nalin Kohli of the BJP, many thanks for speaking to Headlines today. Nalin Kohli is calling the actions by Aam Aadmi Party workers Maoist and Naxal-like. He says that this is urban Maoism, in his words, nothing but anarchy by the supporters of the Aam Aadmi Party in the streets of Delhi. And certainly by the looks of things, they did get out of hand outside that BJP office in Delhi yesterday.